Hello and welcome to Big Orbit's Cardfight Vanguard weekly update. My name is James and today I'll be going through the card turn throughout the past 7 days. First off, we have Dark Irregulars, who have gained a new group of characters called the Variants. We saw with Variants drag form, but we also get a new bunch of them, starting with Variants Shutter Arm. He's a grade 2 with auto rearguard circle. When it attacks a Vanguard while boosted, this unit gets plus 6000 power until the end of the battle. If your soul has 2 or more Variant Shut Arms, then cost counterblast 1, choose one of your opponent's rearguards and retire it. We will have having X amount of the card in the soul for the Variants to get their additional abilities. Variant's drag form breaks away from this, but he helps set up by recovering cards from the damage zone. Variant's Killer Tail is a grade 1 with act rearguard circle. Once per turn, cost rest this unit. Put a card from your damage zone or drop zone into your soul, and if you put a card from your damage zone, put a card from your deck to the damage zone face down. And if your soul has 3 Variants Killer Tail, countercharge 1 and stand this unit. So this works well if you don't use this to its full potential, as you get multiple cheap soul charges each turn, whereas if you use it to its full potential you can only use it once, but it effectively costs nothing. The last one of the group that we see this week is Variants Mega Wing. She's a 7k grade 1, but has continuous rearguard circle. If your soul has 2 or more Variants Mega Wing, this unit cannot be retired by card effect, and it gets power plus 10,000. So she becomes a 17k with resist, and you can have 2 of this on the field. It could be pretty impactful against retired clans. The card that helps these variants the most is the RR grade 2 Emblem Master. His first skill is continuous rearguard circle, guardian circle. If your soul has 7 cards or more, this unit gets plus 5000 power and plus 5000 shield, and also has the more useful ability of auto Vanguard circle, rearguard circle. When placed, cost counterblast 1, search your deck and drop zone for up to 3 cards in total with the same card name as one of your units and put them into your soul. If you searched the deck, shuffle the deck. This sets up the whole variant's playstyle, instantly switching their abilities on. It can also choose himself when he's placed for a quick soul charge of 3 if you're not going for the variant's playstyle. Lastly, for Dark Irregulars, we have the RR grade 3 Hope on Dump. His skill is auto Vanguard circle, rearguard circle. When placed, if your soul has 20 or more cards until the end of the turn, when your opponent would from his or her hand to guardian circle, he or she must call the sum of their original shield being 20k. This means perfect guards are pretty much out of the question, as perfect guards have 0 shield. This can really eat away at your opponent's hand, and if you're a Protect clan going against this is where Protect 2 comes in useful. Murakumo's VR was shown this week with Samurai Chieftain Hyuga. His skill is Act Vanguard Circle. Once per turn, cost counterblast 1, search your deck for up to 1 card with the same grade as one of your opponent's units, call it to rearguard circle, shuffle your deck until the end of the turn, change the card name of all your opponent's units to this unit's card name. The reason this is so important is because of Act Vanguard Circle, cost Soul Blaster grade 3, return all of your opponent's rearguards with the same name as one of your opponent's other units to the deck and shuffle. So this is pretty strong, being able to essentially board wipe. Though you can work around this as an opponent by trying to get triggers onto the field through superior calling, such as Shadow Paladin superior calling from the deck, and Gear Chronicle and Grand Blue superior calling from the drop zone. It's pretty strong without that too, basically being able to call any card from your deck to rearguard circle. Stealth Beast Spellhound is a RR grade 2 with auto Vanguard circle, rearguard circle. When placed, costs Soul Blast 2. Search your deck for up to 1 Stealth Beast Spellhound, call it to rearguard circle and shuffle your deck. Increase or decrease that unit's power to match your Vanguard's power till the end of the turn. So this works really well combined with grade 1 Stealth Rogue of Summoning Jiraiya. He's a RR with auto Vanguard circle. When placed, draw a card. Put a card from your hand to the bottom of your deck. That ability helps a lot with cloning abilities, making sure you don't draw all of the clone targets. He also has Act Rearguard Circle. Once per turn, costs counterblast 1, and one of your Vanguards gets plus 10,000 power until the end of the turn. This means when you play your Spellhound to Rearguard Circle, it will be gaining a lot more power thanks to this card, meaning it's kind of a counterblast 1 for getting plus 20k power instead. Covert Demonic Dragon Hyaki Vogue is a RR grade 3 and has Act Vanguard Circle, Rearguard Circle. Once per turn, cost counterblast 1, discard a card from your hand, search your deck for up to 1 Covert Demonic Dragon Hyaki Vogue, call it to rearguard circle, and shuffle your deck. If you have 5 or more units, all your units with the same card name as this unit get plus 10,000 power to the end of the turn. Now this works really well with the VR, as you can make all your units have the same name as Hyaki Vogue, giving your whole field a huge buff. Though it's a bit upsetting seeing as an iconic unit of Murakumo being used as a backup instead of its own thing, though he'll likely be able to be used for a long time to come. We also have another grade 3 for the clan with Stealth Fiend Tangan, Nudo. His skill is Continuous Rearguard Circle. If you have another unit with the same card name as this unit on Vanguard Circle, Rearguard Circle, this unit gets boost and auto Rearguard Circle at the end of the turn. If you have 5 or more units, put this unit into your soul and draw a card. Although not the most impactful, when he's on the field, he actually works amazingly with the VR, easily allowing the grade 3 to be in the soul for the board wipe skills. He also works well with Shirayuki, being another grade 3 who heavily relies on the soul. Pale Moon get a double R grade 3 with Nightmare Doll Carol. Her skill is Auto Vanguard Circle when placed. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck, put a card from among them into your soul and shuffle your deck. If it was a grade 3 Workroid, you may call it Rearguard Circle instead. A free Rearguard is always good, and she also has Auto Vanguard Circle when your grade 3 Rearguard is put into the soul. Cost counterblast 1, discard 2 cards from the hand, ride a Workroid from your soul as stand, and this unit gets -1 drive until the end of the turn. Now this works really well with Alice, as Alice can already put herself into the soul and call out another Rearguard. And when she's placed on Vanguard Circle, you can also call another Rearguard for free. So although you're discarding 2 cards and -1 drive, you're still plussing in total. There's a great support to Carol with Nightmare Doll Erin. Her skill is Auto Rearguard Circle when it attacks, cost counterblast 1 and put a Workroid from Rearguard Circle into your soul, draw a card, and this unit gets plus 10,000 power to the end of the battle. So this allows you to be more flexible with what grade 3 are on Rearguard Circle with Carol, and can even be good to use with Alice, as it uses less resources, and the draw makes up for the lack of extra Rearguard that you may not need if your field is full. Also thanks to this, you can re-ride multiple times if you're lucky with Carol's on-ride ability to call units to Rearguard Circle, because if you re-ride into Carol, through this can call Alice, and re-ride through Alice's own ability to put her into the soul, you can put a lot of pressure on your opponent. Onto Shadow Paladin, we have Knight of Authority, Demna. He's a grade 2 with 5k power and auto Rearguard Circle attacks when it's a hit, while it's attacking your opponent's Vanguard, and if your opponent did not call Guardians during the battle, cost counterblast 1 and deal 1 damage to your opponent's Vanguard. Now, your opponent can call Guardian even if it wouldn't normally hit, but this can mean you can keep a smaller field without boosters, and your opponent would still need to guard and use up their hand for your small attacks. Cool Bow is a grade 1 with Act Rearguard Circle, cost rest 2 Rearguards in the same column as this unit, and return a 5k power normal unit from your drop zone to your hand. This is actually pretty useful for getting back important units like Mimane, who is still helping Shadow Paladin amazingly with her cheap cool ability. Onto the promos, we have the grade 2 with Dark Irregulars, Muddy Toxic. His skill is Auto Vanguard Circle when placed, put any number of cards from your hand to the bottom of your deck in any order, and if you put 1 or more cards, draw the same number of cards as the number of cards put, and shuffle your deck. This is an interesting way to work with Emblem Master, but only working on Vanguard Circle really hurts this card. We also have Shadow Paladin's card, Impetuous Knight Ferdiad. He's a grade 2 with Auto Rearguard Circle when your Blaster Dark is placed. During your turn, this unit gets plus 5,000 power to the end of the turn. This can go off multiple times, and as we have ways of getting Blaster Dark from the drop zone, we may be seeing a playstyle of trying to get Blaster Dark out over and over again. And that is everything for this week. Be sure to check out next week when I'll be going through the cards shown throughout the next 7 days, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!